Hey Susan, this is Kevin Shryock coming to you with the video reply for the question you submitted. So you gave me a problem and said that you were working on linear equations, this idea of y equals mx plus b. And the specific problem was y equals 5 over 2x minus 5. So how do we begin this? Well, this idea of y equals mx plus b, it's a good idea to first understand what this formula means. So y, what is it saying when it's talking about y? Y is our y value. Essentially, it's our output. Output just means what we are going to find out when we put in a value for x. And so that's a good thing to go on to next. X is our x value. And these are both variables. It means that they could be anything and almost everything we want it to be at once. So this is going to be our input. Alright, let's go on to m. What is m? I'm going to use a different color here. M is our slope. Slope is what we call the rise over the run. And it's how much I'm going up for every amount that I'm going over. So rise over run, another way, a more technical way of writing this would be the change. So the change in y, because y is my up and down, over the change in x. And that's our slope. Now, in order to create a line, I need two pieces of information from somebody. I need to know a point that that line goes through, and I need to know a direction that it's heading. With those two pieces of information, I can create any line I want, but I need both of them. So I've got slope, I've got my direction. I also need a point. So what this formula does is this one gives us the point at the intercept, and that's our character b. So b is our y-intercept. And a y-intercept is what the graph is equal to when x is 0. Why? Because if I was going to graph this, let me throw in some straight lines and make this nice and pretty. If I was going to graph this, this would be my x-axis and this would be my y-axis. And my x-axis, my tick marks, maybe would be 1 and 2, and I'll put some more in a little bit, but this one here is 0. And so it's when x is 0 that I'm going to be crossing the y-axis somewhere. So, but where is that? Well, let's start figuring it out from our specific problem. In your form, you've got 5 over 2x minus 5. So this 5 over 2, this is going to be our m. So let's write that over here. This is going to be 5 over 2. And our intercept is going to be this negative 5. Don't forget to have that negative sign. The negative sign goes along with that number 5. So this is equal to negative 5. All right. So let's figure out how we're going to graph this. I have to figure out how many tick marks I need. And I'm just going to take a guess, and if I need more, I'll add more. Well, it looks like I'm dealing with 5 and 2 and another 5, so I'm thinking maybe a small number. Maybe I'm thinking around 10, because 10 is a little bigger than the 5s and the 2s, so let's go with that. So let's make this go up to 10 for 5. Oh, I might run out of room, and I'll just stop there. So 7. Alright, I could only fit 7. Let's see if I need more before I make another line. And let's do the same thing up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me fix that. 4. There we go. 4, 5, and I'll put in a number 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My pen makes that number 4 look a little weird, so let's make that look pretty. Okay, let's begin to graph it. So in order to graph it, I first need my point. Well, what's my point? It says my y-intercept is at negative 5. So if I was going to graph this at negative 5, ooh, I have a problem already. There's not a negative 5 here. Negative 5 is, well, negative is down. So I actually need to make this line go down a little bit more. So let's bring this down. Erasing is never a problem in math. It's okay. Highly encouraged. Just make sure that the answer you give your teacher is nice and pretty. Maybe you copy it onto another sheet or just another space. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these are down, right? So we got to make these negatives. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So now I get to go back to where I wanted to be to begin with. I need to have a point. My point is my y-intercept. My y-intercept is negative 5. And here I finally have a negative 5. Let's make my point. Great. Now what else do I get to do? Well, I need to have a direction. This slope tells me my direction. It says I'm going to go up 5 for every 2 I go over. So let's count that out. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts me right at the axis, and then 2 over puts me 2 over. All right, if I was going to do that again and I was going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then over 2 more, I would be at the coordinates 4, 5. 4, 5. This is 2, 0 and 0, 5. And we can see that this y value, our rise value, is changing by 5, right? 5 to 0 is going, or negative 5 to 0 is going up by 5, and then 0 to positive 5 is another 5. This 0 goes over 2 to get to 2, and then over 2 more to get to 4. I like our double check. It looks good. So let's graph our line and call this problem done. So if I graph my line, it should go right about through all of those points. Perfect. We want to do one last thing, which is to draw some arrows at the end to show that this line goes on forever. Alright, there you have it. That's how you would do the homework assignment for linear equations, your slope-intercept form, and the equation y equals 5 over 2x minus 5. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed.